What is up, guys? Raddad 1988 here. So we're gonna take the Super 73 out right now. We're actually gonna go pick up my son from school. So in order for me to do that, I have to fold his Segway 9-bot scooter and hold it in one hand, or else I would take the Sur-Ron. But I figured it'd be a good opportunity to take the Super 73 out. It's a beautiful day out here in Southern California. So I get some time on the Super. Seems like I've been neglecting it ever since I got the Sur-Ron. But anyway, so we're gonna get this scooter folded, get his helmet ready. All right. So anyways, so I wanted to go over this bike. It's been a few weeks since I have, probably about a month, right before I got my Sur-Ron. So where does this bike, would I recommend this bike to anybody? Absolutely, good bike. Customer service, I want to say, in my experience, they have stood behind their product. And so as far as getting everything serviced, like my previous ZX, I had two of them that actually had the same exact issue. They were able to fix it. So I know that there are some stories where some people have had negative encounters with them. So I would just say, you know, I think that's with every company. Not to say that Super 73 has their own set of issues, but no company is going to be perfect. So anyways, so you see I'm full throttling it right now. Oh, about 23. A little bit of extra weight with this scooter. Kind of picking up now. 26. You know, this bike is a good bike. You know, I think it's very, doesn't draw as much attention. Oh shit. Doesn't draw as much attention as a Super, or the Sur-Ron, sorry. But you know, it looks like a regular bike besides the, you know, the battery, but it looks like a regular bike. So I would say if you want something that's going to be a little bit more low-key, I would say a Super. You know, now would I recommend some of the Super 73s that are a little bit more expensive? I mean, they're probably like the S2, I think, is probably almost 3,000. The RX Mojave, the Brooklyn, and then I believe the RX, like some special edition one with like the graphics and everything like that on it. It's about the same price as the Sur-Ron. So I would say if you're okay with going right under 30 miles an hour, you know, and not having suspension, and you know, potentially sacrificing a little bit on the range, and then, you know, like just the amount of torque, you know, I would say, you know, the Super 73 is a good bike. But in my opinion, and what I've done is, I wouldn't pay more than for the ZX. That's just me. You know, I don't think I'm gonna off-road these bikes, you know, and you know, this is just literally just a street pavement bike. So I didn't need any fancy suspension, anything like that, because I knew what I was getting, you know. So that's just me. You know, if you want to get a little bit more, like more range and everything like that, just be prepared to pay more, because I know Super 73 just rose their prices too. So I believe when I bought this for $21.95, it was about right under $2,400 out the door. And I know now, I think they're $23.95. So you're looking at like 26, maybe right under $2,700 out the door. You know, and this is like the middle of the road. They have a Z1, they have the Z Miami, which is identical as far as power, battery, everything. It's just a smaller frame than this bike. So, but I don't think I would spend more than the ZX. That's just my opinion, you know. I don't think for 90% of the people out there, I think that they don't need anything more than this, you know. But hey, you know, your money, your wallet, you know. Let's go. This Segway is actually kind of heavy. It's like weighing, I could feel the the bike is kind of pulling to the left, me holding the bike. But anyways, building a Dutch Bros. I can't wait till that opens actually. Anyways, but I really hope this bike is in class 4. So one thing I will say, there was a recent update with the Super 73 where the bike will, every time you turn it off, you turn it back on, it'll revert back to class 2 mode. Where prior to that, it was, if you had it in class 4, turned it off, and turned it back on, like say 10, 20 minutes or even a day later, it would stay in class 4, which I only ride this bike in class 4. Even when I'm pulling, a little bike trailer with my younger son in there, I have it in class 4 mode. I'm very like touchy with the throttle. I'm obviously not going 28 miles an hour pulling a bike trailer, you know, but I am, you know, I could feel the way that the power comes on, like the torque difference, and that's what I like, because I know when you have it in class 1 or class 2, whenever you push the throttle, the torque feels a lot different. It takes a little bit more time to build up that power, whereas in class 4 mode, it gives it everything it has. I got my son. He's actually riding a Segway 9-bot. It's an E12. Really good scooter. He's had it for about more than a year now, almost 2 years. Great scooter, but he's on his way out with it. He wants something a little bit faster. I think that one tops out like at 11 miles an hour, range of like 6 or 7 miles. So we're actually looking for a new Segway for him, probably like a ES3 or ES4. We need something that can go on the long like rides, because you know he wants to ride with me, and you know I want to go on longer rides, so we need something that's gonna, the range is there. So anyways, on our way back, just cruising. Bike's doing really good now. Now that I don't have the extra weight on here, he's doing good. This bike is actually, I don't even know how many miles I have. 43 miles, so not a lot of miles on this bike. I know it, you know, it kind of sat for a little bit, so you know, as soon as I got my cert on, it just sat. You know, to be expected, but you know, it's still a good bike. It still has a really good place, you know, in the garage, you know, especially, you know, I'm cruising with the family, you know, and I need to be a little bit slower. It'd be cool. You want to go up a little bit? Let's go up. Go. Woo! Go. Careful. That's the one thing about these damn brakes.
And it's quiet.
These brakes are so loud. Did you hear that? Like when I stopped? Watch, let me see if I can stop for hard. Jesus. I think that's like the main complaint about this bike, is that the brakes are so cheap. I think these are not even hydraulic. I think these are cable. Yeah, they are cheap. But, you know, that's cut price, I guess. But I guess if you want, you know, better brakes, you know, Super 73 thinks you're probably either gonna just swap them out, or you're cool with them, or you're gonna just fork over more money and probably get like a, I don't even know if the more expensive S2 has the better brakes. But anyways, so I know that Super 73 just raised their prices, so I paid $21.95 for the bike, just shy of 2,400 bucks out the door. I know now these bikes, this one is $23.95, so you're looking at probably just shy of $2,700, just, you know, just depending. But I think for me, this bike, the ZX, is a good middle of the road. You get a lot of good features. You know, you get the diamond display, which the Miami has as well. I think the Miami is an identical bike, just in a smaller frame. Battery life, How fast it goes, all the features are exactly the same, just in a smaller form factor. So the Z1 is like their entry level. You know, there's no display, there's no Bluetooth, it's just 3 lights. Good bike for like a kid, you know. I would say if you want something like to get into, you know, like the whole Super 73 ecosystem, I would say probably just get the Z Miami, you know, depending on your size, or even the ZX. You know, it's a good bike. You know, it's a good bike to get into it without spending way too much money, to me, honestly. You know, but you know, for what it is, it's a bicycle. You know, there's a lot of good manufacturers out there. There's like Onyx, there's Lectric, but I think as far as all the e-bikes go, the Super 73 has it down. They you know, they look great. They're great looking bikes. You know, the quality, they're good bikes. You know, are they gonna have issues? Absolutely. I think with everything out there, everything is gonna have their issues, but I think overall the ZX to me is a perfect bike for me, and this is why I went with the ZX.